I'm going to try and do this in about 10 minutes so that if you've got questions, you can do that. Some of you have probably seen this demo before because we've connected on this weekly meeting in the past and then have followed up with that. So what I'm going to show you is a customer insights platform that enables you to collect the needs, interests, perceptions, sentiments of a brand's customers and be able to respond to them either in emails directly or with content. And I'll share the screen and show you the platform. I used to own an advertising agency, and we had clients that would ask us to do market research for them frequently. And the researchers would come back to us and they would give us the report, and I would always ask the same two questions. The first one being, you've told us what this group believes. Now, could you tell us why they believe it? And they would say no, because then we would get language and we have no way of interpreting that language. I would then follow up with, did you append any information that you got to any database files or further messaging questions, whatever? And they would always say, no, we don't append anything to anything. So I always wanted to build a platform that would enable brands to learn the why behind the what and to append any information to create customer personas and then segment those personas for individualized content or individualized responses. Now, the way the platform is constructed is based around these 5 areas, which are most often bought separately by companies. And so we've got a contacts manager here, which is similar to a CRM, acquisition, which is where you build landing pages and you can measure the productivity of any tactical event. Understand is a full market research platform. Engage is a full email marketing platform, and Measure is the net promoter score. And we're adding a couple of other things there in the near future. We have integrations to Shopify, Zapier. We do a lot of work in the wine and spirits area, so we have some integrations to some of those as well. Now, what makes it different is that all of these are one platform and they're all integrated as well. And because they're integrated, there are no uploads or downloads that are required. And you can also segment your customers in any part of the platform and pick that segment up in another part of the platform. I'll go through some of these things pretty quickly. I'm not gonna, the dashboard just shows you a top line on each of these areas. But if we go to the contacts manager, what we see here is when people signed up for this client, we get a profile of them as to where they are, what they're interested in. You can see that we know that about 85% are interested in food and wine, which is what this company does. And then around 9% in travel to Portugal and 5% in news about their product. And we see their experience level, and it goes on from there. And then when you get to the bottom of this, you can start to see the actual database that they have. In the acquire section, so this is where you would build a landing page. It's all forms based. If you've used any of these platforms where you just drag and drop, it's pretty easy to use. But what the real value of this section is that you can measure anything that a client has done, as long as there's a landing page behind it. So this client, for example, ran an ad in Wine Spectator, and at the same time, they were working with an acquisition company called Zito. And if you look at the performance here, you can see that this one was a dud and this one did pretty well. So there's an old axiom in advertising, which you've probably heard, which is that I know that half my advertising is wasted. I just don't know which half. And what you can do here, because you can measure, is you can see which half. And so what they did is they were able to pull their money from this one and they put more money into this one because it was more productive. Now, I can look at the detail here and I can see what information that we got from different people. And then I can segment these people that responded separately so that I can respond to them based on their response, because maybe I want to follow up with something. If I go to the understand section, I'm going to go back to the context section for one moment, because here again, you can create a segment. And so you can do any or all, and I can select any number of fields that I want. Now, I know, Michael, I think you're in New Jersey. I don't know how many people this client has in New Jersey. And particularly, I don't know how many people this client has in New Jersey that have a primary interest in food and wine. So we should find that out. And we'll view that. And so we got 271 people. And then you get everything changes here. So you get a picture of those people as well. I can then save that segment. This client has saved a bunch of different segments, and I can pick it up elsewhere. So like one place I can pick it up is in the understand section. If I want to send people a short survey to take, and I can create surveys in two ways. I can put a single question in an email. I can create a longer survey as well. And it's very simple to use. You just click on the question, and then you write in whatever you want to put here. Why is the sky blue? And then you just ask as many questions as you want. We call them conversations because clients, as you probably know, like to ask their customers 20 or 30 questions, but people get survey fatigue at around 8 to 12 questions. So we advise clients, ask 3, ask 4. You can go back in a month and you can ask another 3 or 4. What you're doing is you're building out customer personas. You can see what it's going to look like on a computer. You can look at an iPhone to see what are my questions going to look like there. I can turn it to see what's going to look like there. So we've got a bunch of different convenience things that are there as well. One of the things we do is we specialize in language and in appending language to customers' files, because that's where you really start to understand their perceptions. So this is a welcome survey, 8 questions that people answer, and they get their ages and genders and whether they buy online or whatever, and here, what stores do you shop at? And we have some AI that joins the right ones together. Now, if I go down to an open-ended question, though, like what would you like to know more about port wine? If we go down here and let's click on history, and now I can click here and I can see all of the actual language that has what people wrote about the brand that show history. And I might see something like history and grower stories and wonder, how often does that appear? And I just type that in, apply it, and that will get charted immediately. I'm sure it wasn't mentioned much, so it's here, but it'll immediately get charted. And then, like everywhere else, I can segment by any or all here. I can segment by any response that anyone gave in a survey. And then when I cross this gray bar, and I've never seen another platform do this, I'm in the database. So I don't have to ask people their name, their email, where they live, what they're interested in, because I already have all of that information. Engage, I'm not going to spend time here, but it's a full email marketing platform. And it's, if you've used MailChimp or any of the others, Constant Contact, it's got everything that all of those have here. And you can pick up a segment that you created elsewhere over in this section here where it says create a mailing list. One thing I want to show you, because this was kind of neat that we did with a client, this client is they have never asked the Net Promoter Score before. And so we got them to ask that. And, as you probably know, the Net Promoter Score is 2 questions. It is on a 0 to 10 scale. How likely are you to recommend our product to your friends or colleagues? So let's say I put in an 8, it opens up the next question. What's the primary reason for your score? Now, most companies use this as an index. They may check every month, they may check every quarter to see what it is, and they will look at what are the reasons for that. But because we collect language, we can use it as an engagement tool. So they said that they wanted to create a brand ambassador program. How can they use this? And so we went down and looked at the language that people are using, and we saw this word love, and we said, let's take a look at that. So we clicked on love, and now we see what people say about their product and how much they love it. And we had somebody here who goes nuts about how much they love it. And so we said, look, if you have somebody who gave you a 9 or a 10, which is a promoter, and they also say they love the product, that's going to be a good prospect for a brand ambassador. So let's create that segment. So we're going to pick all, and we want people that use the word love in their, and I can create strings of words as well. And we're introducing some AI to do that automatically. And then I want to pick my NPS group. I'm going to pick promoters because those are 9s and 10s, and I'm going to view those. And so there are 47 people that fit into that group. So what they did, so we simply saved it as a segment. And what they did is they sent an email to those 47 people. They told them what was in their brand ambassador program. You get a t-shirt about a line or whatever it was. And 39 people responded within a couple of days saying they would love to be brand ambassadors. What do I need to do for you? And so that's really what this platform is about. It's about segmenting based on people's interests, needs, and perceptions throughout. It's not about, oh, people opened up their emails on Thursdays at 10 a.m., so we're going to email them. It's not about batch and blast emailing. It's about understanding your customers, learning about them, and then contacting them based on what you've learned about them. And I think what I'll do, that's a very fast overview. Be happy to go over it in more detail with any of you, but I'll stop there and see if you've got any questions.
When you started talking about the contact segmentation you had by state, can that also be by county? Like how tight can that be?
Yeah, so it can be by whatever criteria that you have in your database.
Okay.
And so this client, yeah, they have county.
Okay, great.
Right here. Now, we have a bunch of standard fields. So these are the standard fields, which are pretty similar to most platforms, except that primary interest is one that we've added. Custom fields, that's up to the client as to whatever they want to do.
Hey, John, I had a question for you.
Sure.
This is really impressive. You mentioned the Zito ad versus the other ad. How did you actually track those? Are those separate URLs that they click through?
So you drive people to landing pages.
Okay.
And so this client, for example, this is their landing page. And it's a different URL for every tactic that they have. This is all the standard information that people get. On our landing pages, you can ask questions. You can ask what's your primary interest. They have news, history, food, and travel. And you can, here they wanted to know experience, whether somebody's new to the product, they tried it, or their experience with it, and then whether they're consumer trade. But you can ask an open-ended question here and everything populates the database.
Okay. One of the things that I'm confused about it, so it sounds like you have an email system, if I understand correctly, so it tracks a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
But when someone comes in through a landing page, then it gets put into the system, I'm assuming.
It automatically sets up their file in the database. You can also, right here where it says import, you can import all your contacts. The easiest way to do that is to download the template and make sure yours fits that. And then it's just a drag and drop upload. All emails automatically get sanitized. And so the ones that are bad emails get moved into a suppression list. And, you can go and double check on all of those, but it ensures that you're only sending the good emails.
John, we only have a minute left. I have a question for you.
Yeah. Yes.
So what is sort of the ideal client for this? How do we find somebody who says, oh, geez, this is perfect for me? I know it's got a lot of capability, very tightly integrated, but, a lot of people will have already an email system set up or CRM or whatever. What's a really good ideal client to introduce this to?
So our focus is on the luxury market, and there are a couple of reasons for that, and it's mostly personal luxury products. So that would be cosmetics, jewelry, wine and spirits, but even tourism and travel. There are a couple of reasons for that. Right now, the timing is very good because luxury tends to do better in a recession. It tends to recover faster from a recession, but we're also in a period of generational change where the customers of luxury brands are changing over from baby boomers to Gen Z and millennials, and brands know nothing about these groups because they have not established behavior patterns with them yet. So we're focusing on those groups and on those types of products, and the platform has worked really well. Our clients are getting very high engagement rates, up in the 40-50% range.
That's great. It's a very impressive platform, considering the breadth and the integration. So thank you so much.
Sure, and I'm happy to follow up with anyone. Just contact me on LinkedIn. You'll connect you and you'll find my email.
Thanks again. Okay, I'm putting in the chat the order in which we're going to do the intros. It looks like we're going to do 1.5 minutes. I put Sharon first. Is she still there? Maybe she is, because she's got to run. If you don't see your name in there, let me know. There is somebody who's I just have a telephone number. I don't know who it is. They could be a Russian spy, but that's okay. And if everybody would go on mute, I'm going to put my timer on, except of course the speaker, because I like to capture in speaker view. So Sharon, take it away.
Awesome. Hi, everybody. I'm Sharon Mostyn. I own Mostyn Marketing Group. I think I probably know about half of the crew on here. It's nice to meet the rest of you, and it's good to see some familiar faces. We are a full service marketing and advertising agency, and as Michael well knows, we've been spending the vast majority of our time recently on Google Analytics, Universal Analytics to Google Analytics 4 transitions. Everybody's really starting to panic now, and and so we're down to kind of the final 90 days with Universal Analytics sunsetting on June 30th. So we're doing all we can to make sure everybody has made the transition appropriately and not used Google's automatic migration service to mess them up. So in addition to analytics, we're a very metrics focused agency. And so everything we do, we measure, whether it's search engine optimization, social media, email marketing, pay-per-click, you name it, we do it. And 20 seconds left, and I will cede that to the next person.
Thank you so much. Okay. I'm glad we got you in before you had to leave. John Parsons.
Hey, Michael, thanks. I'm John Parsons. My company is Into Ideas. We're a video marketing studio. We specialize in small to medium business publishers, content, creating video and written content for them. We have an interactive video offering that I've showcased here before. And my lead technician has just discovered some fascinating new stuff that he's exploring about bandwidth, and I'll be happy to discuss that. But I'm going to use the remainder. So, and we're also actively seeking partnerships because we feel our interactive offering is compatible with a whole host of other video services that can augment and add value to. So my information's in the chat. If somebody wants to connect and talk about partnerships, we're too small to do what we want to do. We need other people's help. But how much time do I have? Oh, 36 seconds. Last time I offered a helpful tip. My helpful tip for today is if you are recording video on your own device, you tend to get very camera shocked. You look at the phone and you don't know what to do, and it looks like a hostage video because you don't know where the lens is. So the secret when we record video remotely is to find a picture of a loved one and tape it next to the lens of your camera. And I also mark a little post-it arrows that show where the lens is. That way, when you're looking at the person that you love, then you're actually speaking more with them and you forget more about the camera. And if you know where the lens is, then you don't look like you're taking, you don't have that stone face look when you're pitching your whatever it is. So that's my tip for the day.
Thank you. John's always got great tips. Okay, Andre Oshimbo.
Hello, all. I'm going to keep this brief as I have some updates, but I have to kind of keep mum's the word for the next couple of weeks. I've been a member of this group for a long time, I think since its inception or shortly thereafter, and enjoy Zooming in when possible. Some of the folks on here have been good friends for a long time, including Michael and Robert, and Keith and I are new to one another, but it's as if we didn't know each other our entire lives. It's kind of funny. Anyway, I look forward to getting to know, and a fantastic presentation, John. I look forward to learning more. I'll reach out to you on LinkedIn, and certain that I can help you grow. Again, it's Andre. I'm on the Upper West Side of Manhattan.
And are you looking for anything particular or offering up anything or?
I will be looking for e-commerce brands when I can talk more about what I'm up to next. But e-commerce brands will be the hot button.
Okay, I have somebody who has a shoe brand in e-commerce, if you can help them out. All right,
sure.
Absolutely. Okay, moving on. Sam Leibowitz, one of our newest members.
Thank you, Michael. You like me so much. You always list me twice. This is the second time you listed me twice.
Yeah, I see that.
It's a pleasure to go right after Andre, my fellow Upper West Sider. It's great to see you, Robert. Robert's also an old friend, and James Heaton, he's also been on my network. So I've run talkradio.nyc. I've been doing it now for 12 and a half years, and we're a done-for-you solution for people who want to have an online show. I work with entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, small business owners, typically coaches, consultants, speaker trainers, new authors, people who have a message that they're looking to get out, and they're looking for a done-for-you solution. They may be smart enough to figure out all the technology and how to get listed on all the podcasting platforms and where to stream to, but they know their time is better spent focusing on their genius and working with professionals like myself who already have a system, already have all those things figured out, so that they can just show up, do their genius, interview people, speak on their own topic, and then we handle the rest. I'm always happy to work with digital marketing agencies who don't have podcast production services, if they're looking to white label or to offer something in as a module. Great people for me to connect with are hybrid book publishers who work with new authors to self-publish. Because oftentimes new authors, they have content, they're looking to get it out, but they need a platform. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Doesn't hurt that he has a voice for radio, not a face for radio, a voice for radio.
Thank you, Michael.
All right. Stash Harrison, a guest. Tell us about yourself. Stash, are you still with us? You're going to have to unmute. Going once.
He's on mute.
You're on mute, Stash. And by the way, Stash and Andre have to talk to each other.
Hey guys, Stash Harrison. I live in the Lower East Side. I just posted to see who else is in Manhattan in the chat there. I'm the CEO of Market Intent. It's an AI and data company focused on helping startup brands and agency clients sell more. Our data is packaged in a dashboard, and our data can predict future pricing and help brands. Oh, cool, in Chelsea. Near the DoubleClick our Google offices. Sorry. Where was I? Oh, yes, clients. So we have data from over 120,000 stores in the US. An example of this is we're working on a dashboard product for a hard seltzer brand. In order to help them price, we look at over 80 different hard seltzer and how that's priced in over 120,000 markets. Anyway, I think that's about my minute and a half. But if any,
you have 30 seconds left. So is it? It's a database of store products and their prices.
Yes. Well, also we can predict future price. It's a very deep dashboard. I'll just paste a link here. You can take a look at it because it's more like a lot of AI and machine learning is built around this. We also look at what every one of your competitors are doing in order to help you build a marketing campaign. Example, we analyze what all the big brands are doing. We took a page out of the Burger King playbook. So to create a go-to-market strategy, we look at all the other competitors, and then we summarize this and help an agency or the marketing person build a campaign around this data. We are not doing any of the building or anything. We're just providing the analytics for the creative people to implement that.
Wow, that's great. So anybody who's got a retail brand that's selling products through retail.
Yeah, right now we're focusing on CPG, alcohol, pet food, and cosmetics. Just because, well, we're not that big enough to do everything.
Okay, that sounds great. Those are certainly big categories. Russ Brazano.
Yeah, how's everybody doing? As you can tell, I've not yet figured out the sun coming in through the window on my face thing. I'm looking at myself saying, "Wow, I look like the sun guy here or something." I don't know. So I will adjust that for next time. I'm Russ Brazano. I do graphic design and website design. On a website side, I do websites. My niche is usually up to about a $10,000 website and down. So if I come across a project that's bigger than that, I'll probably refer it out. On the print side, graphic design, anything and everything. I've done trade show graphics where the trade show graphics themselves was a $50,000 project. And I've done trade shows where it's just a pop-up, and I did the graphics for that as well. In addition to the website design, I also write HTML and CSS. So should you know anybody that has a need for that specific purpose, I don't build websites that way anymore, but I do the HTML and the CSS. I build all my websites in WordPress.
Hey, thank you very much. I think if you just sort of move out of the way of that the light,
I tried. It's following.
It may be very difficult.
It's like the eyes in a painting.
Yeah, right. They follow you, huh?
Yes.
Okay, Lynn Donaldson.
Hi, good evening, should I say. I haven't been here for a while, so it's good to be back and see some friendly faces. I'm a little bit of an outlier. My name is Lynn Donaldson. I'm from Connect, a strategic solutions group. And what we do is we help pharmaceutical and medical device companies to launch their products. And we have a three-pronged approach, which is people, which is the team building the team together, product, which is the product launch strategy, and then the process, which is Lily Launch Tools, which is our strategy builder. And I predominantly work with medical affairs people in pharmaceutical and medical devices companies. And we really work with our clients 3 to 4 years before launch, because medical affairs teams get the product earlier and they need to start preparing the market. What are they going to say? How are they going to say it? And who are they going to say it to? And that's what we work with them on. Their strategy, we help them build the strategy and then implement that strategy. And we usually work with clients 2 to 3 days a week as part of their team. So we're consultants, but I'm a kind of hybrid of a coach and a consultant, because I coach my leadership teams that are working on the products to stay in peak performance while they're going through their product launch. And then my consulting team, work with the clients to help them develop their strategy and to implement. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And you recently moved, or you're still in the middle of the move?
No, we're in Atlanta, thank God.
Congratulations. Congratulations. I know there was it wasn't an easy one. Mark Harry, you're up.
All right, thank you. Anyone in here in this group ever worked with a white label partner or vendor for their digital marketing agency? Show me by a small little wave. Hey, look at all those waves. Love it. Okay, well, I'm Mark Harry, and I've a performance-based SEO company for the last 27 years called SEO Game. We are a white label digital marketing company that basically caters towards rank delivery services for SEO purposes, getting #1 websites on the website in 30-day trials, doing everything with a test drive kind of approach. What we do for the digital marketer is we help them set themselves apart so that they're the best at what they do, whatever they are doing. If they're selling SEO, we want to make them the best. And since this is the TRN Trust Referral Network, I do have an ask, and I just want to meet with any of you. I basically put my Calendly link in the chat. And I assist virtual assistants as well, lead generation companies, social media, anybody who might just be a copywriter, content marketer, and advertising agency. So thanks for getting to know me today, and let's just meet in the link, and that's the time.
Thank you so much. Right at the dot there. Nicole Elliott, welcome, another guest.
Hi, yeah, really nice to meet everyone. It's my first time here. So again, thank you, Michael, for organizing as well as inviting me. I am a conversion copywriter. So Mark, maybe it'll be time for us to chat, and messaging strategist who helps brands capture their full essence and value with strategic, well-researched, non-salesy sales copy that talks to their audience like actual humans. Over the years, I've had the chance of writing just about every type of copy for just about every type of industry, with clients that range from like Strategic Coach, a massive coaching powerhouse, to SaaS companies like Hello Audio, to Noah Kagan's Sumo.com, if you're familiar. So these days, website copy, brand messaging, strategy guides, and case studies are really my specialty. With my last bit of time here, I did want to just mention to John that it was actually very interesting for me to hear about your process, or I'm sorry, your platform upfront, since obviously in order to write good copy, a huge part of that is making sure you first do the research and garner all of the audience insights and language and such. So I guess a large part of my job would also be to come in and translate the insights that are coming from a platform like John's, and put that into messaging and language that's going to resonate with a client's audience and ultimately convert. And that's that.
Thank you so much. Again, right on the nose there. I guess the timer's working. All right. Leslie Lawton, you're up.
Hi. Hey, I'm a copywriter also, just so you know, Nicole, and I think we might actually have alignable skills. I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area. I have been working for many years in almost all business sectors. I did some advertising for Sprint back in the day. I've worked on a lot of major tech companies. But what I'm doing now is helping companies tell their sustainability stories fearlessly. There's a lot of risk. It's thin ice stepping into that mode, and not too many companies are doing that. You have to base everything you do and say on absolutely truthful, clear, transparent metrics. Don't say anything that isn't true. My work isn't so much about gathering accurate data about greenhouse gas emissions. That's a data analytics job. It's really more about inspiring and galvanizing all the companies' stakeholders, aligning them with your strategy to, help the earth. I've just come up with an offer for sustainability consultants, which really shook my tactical marketing loose for me. Coming up with a concept or creative idea is really like what I love doing most. So if you know anyone who's a sustainability consultant, I'd love to be connected. If you're a marketing or creative agency and a client says ESG, those three little letters, reach out to me.
Thank you so much. Ron Hubscher, take it away. Ron, are you there?
First of all, big thank you to Michael for putting this all together. He does great work, and often want to give him a thank you. Also, a special thank you to Mark Herr. He spent time graciously out of his busy day and really helped me set up a Google profile. He's amazing. If you want to know anything about SEO, he's the man. And just a gem of a human being, like Michael as well. So I wanted to give those two recommendations. How many people have ever had a deal and you thought you had the deal won, and a client comes back and wants a big discount from you, and you're kind of like, oh man, now this takes all the fun out of the deal, and you don't know what to do. Do you push back, or do you take the deal and just take a low profit margin? And that just feels really terrible. Well, we make sure that never happens again. I run a sales and negotiation training and consulting company. We work with B2B companies, and I like John's idea of leaving you guys with like a one tip or so. That's super useful. And so I'll give you just one, or give you two actually. The first is never negotiate with anybody unless you're the buyer's number one choice, right? Because then they're using you to beat down the price of a real winner. And there's a whole bunch of steps before you discount. This discounting is like step 6 or a 7-step process. But if you do give a discount, never discount in round numbers. Always use odd numbers, which convey precision.
Great. That's great information. I also agree with that because there's some value in giving precision. You thought about it a lot as opposed to swagged it.
Absolutely.
All right, cool. Stephen Redford.
Hi, yeah, I'm Stephen Redford with AG2 Digital. We're a small digital marketing company. It's 2 people. It's my partner, who's a graphic designer, and myself. I handle the SEO part of our agency. We mainly provide branding, website design, and SEO. We're getting more into content marketing and email marketing, and we target small, usually solopreneurs, very small companies. The majority of our clients are legal or insurance, some technology, and then we've got a random flower shop, dental, and an art gallery. Mainly, we do the same things Russell does, but he's a WordPress guy and we are 100% Squarespace. So we have smaller projects, the same as Russell, 10,000 and below. And we would refer out to Russell any WordPress projects. So maybe we should talk, Russell. But that's about it. Again, just like Ronald said, thank you, Michael. I like, it feels good to see you in the trusted networking headquarters there up at the top.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Good timing. All right. Let's see. Michael Filato. It's actually, is it, give me your name, because it says Michael there, but it's not. It's Vince, is it?
Yeah, this is Victor sitting in for
Victor.
Michael Filato. I'm with Full Throttle Filato Leads. I'm the director of new business, and we work with B2B top of funnel lead generation. Oftentimes, it can be challenging to capture quality leads without compromising your email domains, LinkedIn profiles. And we have email engineers who configure the email domains so your emails don't land in spam. We have the systems in place to make sure that your LinkedIn profiles also are able to be sent out over 150 invites and in-mails per day. These are fully automated systems that we implement with all of our clients and partners. So my name is Victor with Full Throttle Filato Leads.
All right, thank you so much. And Victor has been taking over from Michael over the past several weeks, and now it looks like he's flying solo. So welcome.
Oh no, thank you.
All right. Let's see, David Libby, then James Heaton.
Hey, Victor, I just sent Michael a lead, so Bob Heyman will be reaching out. Hey, everybody, I am David Libby with twopins.com. I love the idea, John, of giving a tip. So I'm going to give a tip. I just dropped a blog post in the chat. It basically tells you how to write a B2B tech press release. And then the following blog post tells you how to format it with a lot of examples, actual real world, big brand tech, startup tech examples. The reason I'm doing that is because I've been a public relations professional for close to 30 years. And PR has been changing, as we all know, right? There's social media, there's all sorts of stuff going on. But the nature of the relationships between the agencies and the clients have been changing in that they should not be asking you for $6, $8, $10, $12, $15, $20,000 a month. They should be working with you per hour, giving you value. If you want to write a press release, boom, we can help you write a press release. If you want to get the word out and pitch some press, we can do that too. Value, it's value driven. So just want to highlight that because lots of folks have been saying to my agency friends, what am I getting for my dollar? I have no idea either. You know, 8, 10, 15, 20 grand a month, that's a lot to account for. But if I can tell you, we just got our client that paid us $800 into TechCrunch and 8 other payment processing publications, which he helped use as third-party credibility to get an investor and invest in him, that's worth a lot more. So it's a win-win for both parties. David Libby, twopins.com. Thanks, Michael.
And in a new background or new environment, is that a real background or a virtual?
It's a real background. One of my associates fell asleep in my Zoom room, so here we are.
Fell asleep. You let him sleep there. That's very nice of you.
It's a
Yeah,
better
right. Oh, I see. One of your associates. Okay, James Heaton. Been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Good afternoon. I'm just reemerging from a long-term assignment here in Hawaii. I've been suffering for the last 14 months, swimming in the ocean every day and working my butt off for a couple clients while running my New York agency on 5 hours a day, proving that it can be done. I have a 10-person strategy passionate boutique agency that has been in New York for 25 years called TRN. And we service primarily 3 categories: museums, home healthcare, and asset management firms. A little bit of an odd mix, but there it is. When I say strategy passionate, I mean that we use the Socratic method. Better questions get better answers, and you need to force those questions to a good answer. And we're really good at that before you spend a lot of money and create a lot of waste, which is often 80% of companies' advertising spend. So get the strategic hypothesis right, test it vigorously, and get results.
Thank you so much. When I first met James, he showed me a portfolio of his work, and we dove deep into, I think it was the Chicago Zoo, and I was very impressed by the work that they did and the strategy there, position. Yeah. Okay. Roger Brooks, then Robert Weiss, and then Keith Reynolds.
Hi all, I like Leslie. I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area, and transitioning out of the corporate world, I want to leverage my expertise in working with companies like LinkedIn, digital ad agencies, YouTube, into the small business, and particularly the startup and nonprofit world, where I've got quite a bit of experience. And as John mentioned, a passion for me is the wine industry that I've been breaking into. So key partners for me are agencies, where I've done a great deal of work in measuring ad effectiveness, and also branding and product management folks. So those kinds of partnerships would be outstanding for me. And John, I was on the edge of my seat during your presentation. So much of what you presented was very close to home. So I hope we have a chance to chat.
Over some good wine, I hope.
Most definitely.
Although I think you're on different coasts.
May have to be virtual.
May have to be virtual. That's okay. Okay. Thank you, Roger Brooks. Now, Robert Weiss.
Hey, everybody. Video. You know the drill. Video. Since everybody's doing a tip, I'm actually going to share my screen and share a video from our friend.
When you're like designing your new website or something, that's or a brochure or anything, the same kinds of analysis needs to go into producing the video as well.
Exactly. Content. And you know, you talked about the brochure, you talked about designing a website. Those are great places to start for content, right?
Gotcha.
FAQ sections, frequently asked questions, okay?
Right.
Very, very easy to produce pieces of video content.
Right.
Newsletters that somebody might be writing, right? They know this stuff. Right. So let's get that content to be spoken on camera.
Gotcha. Like kind of the starting point. Like if I'm a business person or an entrepreneur and I'm thinking.
So that's all I wanted to say. Content. Hopefully that helps you think about what Leslie is saying, coming up with ideas for content. And that video was done 12 years ago. Wow. Right? We did that interview. We broke that interview up into, I don't know how many pieces, that it's got over like 5,500 views. And I still use that today every once in a while. So
who was the client there?
That was Sam interviewing me, and I asked him, "Hey, can I bring a camera?" Because kind of eat your own dog food. It's a great place to create content. And 12 years ago, we still use that video. And
back in the old studio on West 72nd Street on the Upper West Side.
Yeah,
very cool.
Great
Very
video.
cool.
Love that.
It's like the Don Imus show.
Speaking of which, Keith Reynolds, you're up. Keith, take it away. You didn't put yourself on mute, did you?
I hope I don't have an echo. I did. Can you unmute the phone number?
I took it off, or maybe not. I'll try. Hold on. Let's see. Participants, unmute the phone number.
Yeah.
I don't think I can unmute. I can ask to unmute, but I can't unmute it. I can remove it. I'll start you over again.
How's that?
Yeah, that's fine. No, you're gone. You're gone now. I can't hear you.
How's that?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, great. I have a nice echo, so I'll be listening to everything I say. I'm Keith Reynolds. I'm with Publio. I'm a fractional CMO with a specialization in content. I'm your Chief Content Marketing Officer. I am a bit of a communications geek. I was recently tested for economics, finance, and technology, and came out positive. And I have to give a hat tip to Rochelle Eisner for that line. I've been producing digital content for 34 years since I was a collegiate rep hired to compete with Macintosh on college campuses. And we used CompuServe and Prodigy to send content to customers. And I've been doing that for on a variety of platforms. So I help clients to create inbound marketing campaigns using marketing automation and sales technology. I love to research and I've created a framework with the way that I bring content to market for clients and launch a campaign on time, on strategy, so they get results. I'm a dog on a bone about the data and metrics and continuous improvement. And today, when you publish content, you have data to come back. So it's all about achieving results. I'm on my 30th episode of a podcast, and it's starting to get some traction. I recently interviewed Bob Berg, who wrote The Go-Giver, and I have another fairly prominent person that I'll be interviewing in 2 weeks, and it's kind of exciting. And so I invite you to take a listen. I have a research and strategy offering. So
Keith, you can
my
drop
story,
your.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you. By the way, next time, if you have the echo problem, you can shut off the one of the. You probably have two sources of audio coming in. So yeah, we did not hear the echo. Was anybody missed before I go? I did not miss anybody. Okay. So my name is Michael Bendit. I'll leave a timer on for myself as well. My core business is representing software development teams. I just got an inquiry a couple days ago from a guy who is doing some consulting for a e-commerce client that's on Shopify. And so he needs a Shopify team. I have a couple of Shopify teams. Cost is important for him, so I'm going to probably recommend my dual shore team. He's also looking for somebody who's got deep UX, UI experience focused on conversion. So looking to partner with somebody there, really who understands the technical side of UI and UX and how that drives conversion. Those are typical clients for me, people who have a technical need, but don't know where to go to find the right team. So I represent a dozen teams that have experience with different platforms. They are structured differently. So I've got some domestic teams, I've got some offshore teams. And most of my work, though, is with my dual shore teams. Those are teams that have a couple people in the US, but most of them are offshore. So you get that benefit of this cost savings without all of the headaches that can be associated with dealing with an offshore team. Really good leads for me are digital agencies that don't always have the resources in-house to do all the work. And we do work, on projects from, $500 all the way up to $250,000. Typically the smaller ones are with agencies, so we can build that relationship. I'm going to go back to, so thank you all. Going back to the gallery mode. I think we pretty much have everybody still here. And we only have a minute left. Now's a great time. If you haven't done so, drop your information, your LinkedIn into the chat, and everybody should save the chat so you have everybody's information. Think about who you want to connect with on this call one-on-one, because that's going to really enable you to start building those relationships that result in leads. Thank you, John Stammel, for the presentation. Really impressive platform. And it is the top of the hour. So the next meeting, you have a question, Robert?
More of a comment. So
Please.
I had this guy, Alex, reach out to me, and he's got this video, backlinking thing called My SEO Journey. It's free. If anybody wants backlinks, like, you have to write your story. It's, trying to target to what you're doing for SEO, and he'll publish it and you'll get backlinks. So I just sent it out. He actually wrote that for me with the link that I had, that he wrote, published because I kind of wrote it. But you can reach out to him. Here's his email, and that's his info, and it's free. He has not asked me for money yet.
Nice.
So,
all right, backlinks are great, as anybody in the SEO world knows.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you again, Stash, if you're interested, Nicole, if you're interested as guests, let me know, and we can get you into the site with a listing, and you can become a member or a sponsor if that's the case. So members of Provide Marketing Services. Stash, it looks like you've got a platform and a service. It could be, I don't know, we could discuss it. So everybody have a wonderful evening. And for those on the West Coast, the rest of the afternoon, and we'll see you soon. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.